We can start whenever.
There's nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. You say you want a revolution. Well, you know, we all want to change the world. You tell me that it's evolution. Well, you know, we all want to change the world. But when you talk about destruction, don't you know that you can count me out? Don't you know it's gonna be alright? Yes, it is. Alright. Don't you know it's gonna be alright? Don't you know it's gonna be alright, folks?
The novels take place in that time period because it's supposed to be extraordinary events, even within that setting, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but even still, major wars like the Dance of the Dragons, they last a little over a year.
I think the Dance of Dragons lasted for a couple of years, didn't it?
You guys are straight lore fans.
Yeah, I think it was a few years.
Regardless, like this war with the Westerlands and the Iron Islands has gone on for like 3 years, and nothing has fucking happened at all.
Well, that's what's about to happen in the Riverlands right now.
Well,
it went on
contention.
for 3 years. I win.
Okay, I'm confused about what's going on in the Riverlands. Somebody break that down for me.
All right, so here's what happened. All right, so the Moose Tards. Sorry, all right, is this being recorded? Okay, the Hornwood and House Dustin have been slaughtering innocent members of the Faith of the Seven and destroying their septs for at least 2 years now, without any recourse from followers of the Seven. So now some people in the Riverlands are like, whoa, we're not okay with that, because they actually attacked and burned septs in the Riverlands. So now maybe some shit's gonna happen there, but nothing's actually really happened.
The problem is that fucking Tully never comes on. So like, if we do anything, we could be like, he could come on and tell us we're in trouble.
So are there any other aspects of the way Cell Hayden 21 is currently playing Tully that you have any reasons for concern or disagreement?
Well, this is going to go up on
Well,
the...
it's just
Are you
like you
just
have to
trying to
listen-
stir shit, MCP, all over the place?
MC,
No,
I
but
am
it's just
trying
like,
to ask for his genuine opinions on these very pressing matters. These are things
if
that our
we raise
constituents have been
troops and move
bothering me
around,
about.
you could get-
I'm doing it for them.
Wait,
Continue.
Nate, why did you unclaim in the first place?
That's
Can
not
we
what
get
this
back to the
podcast is
subject
about.
at hand?
Yes, it is
Can we talk about Rampart?
MCP, you fucking unclaimed?
No.
Nate unclaimed
Oh, Nate did unclaim,
as High
yeah.
Septon.
See, I really don't like the rumors being started on this podcast.
Point of contention, gentlemen.
That's
I think
not what we're
we should
discussing here.
track back to an earlier point here. It was said that the war in the Riverlands, not the war in the Riverlands, the war in the Westerlands and the Ironborn has been going on for 2 years and nothing has happened. Now, personally, on a deeper level,
here's
I
the
think...
deal. I'm about to mod mail you where all my dudes are at right now.
I think if we're touching on it, that's the deeper point of war. It happens, but nothing happens.
But the thing is, if I launch any attacks, then Tully could like bitch at me like 5 days later.
Nah, you're straight.
So what would you think would be like, I don't know, like a solution to that? Do you want us to maybe...
I'm about to just start acting a little bit more like Krieg and Bracken and doing what I want.
Right, okay.
It's interesting that you brought up Craig and Bracken. I've just now started getting into WP, and I've noticed there's a bit of a tension between you and the Storm King right now.
For people that don't know,
for whatever
just explain
reason.
what WP is real quick.
Okay.
World of Ice and Fire Powers.
It's white power. It's a
Yeah.
racist
Is that
organization.
what you call
All right, continue.
All right, so been talking about.
Exactly.
World game started by other mods that simultaneously with development.
I'm
the
going to
same
bleep out
universe.
this entire section. It's all just going to be bleep noises.
most importantly, we're basically just talking about a simultaneous, like parallel game, basically.
Right.
It takes place a different time period, but it's basically just another game that's going on the same time period with more or less like a similar system.
Nathan, speaking of our game, how do you feel?
Evening, listeners. Thanks for tuning in to this special guest appearance of the Hold on. Fucked up. Sorry about that.
Right, from the top.
From the top. Here we go.
Take two.
Evening, listeners, and welcome, or morning, welcome to the guest appearance of the Iron Throne Powers. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Welcome to the Iron Throne Powers version of Pod Guys. Today we have with us several key, or maybe not key, members of the community. And we're going to do some talking, some chatting about the various aspects, gameplay, and issues with the game itself. So let's do a little roundup, see who we got with us today. Starting from the right side of my Skype screen, we got Jacob, also known as Mr. Cervix Pounder. He plays Rhaegar Targaryen. Jacob, why don't you say hi to the people at home?
Hey. It's great to be here.
Okay.
Lovely kid, lovely kid, lovely kid. Next, we got Astos Man. He plays somebody in the Iron Islands. Astos, why don't you give us a shout out? Tell us who you are.
Hello, I'm Harlaw. I play Roderick Harlaw as the Lord currently. None members of Harlaw. It's great to be here.
Gotta love the salt. Gotta love the salt. Also, next over we got Nate, our man Nate. Nate, why don't you give us a little shout out? Tell us really your role in the sub's development.
Hey, I play King Aerys Targaryen. Just ruling the realm, you know?
Chilling.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Next over we have a lovely lady from the Midwest. Why don't you tell us about yourself, Miss Illyrian?
I'm Morn Sigil on the subs, House Illyrian of God's Grace. Totally not planning a rebellion.
Okay. Sounds legit.
Wait, hold on. What's your real name? Tell us the boys back home.
Well, might be too personal, man.
Too personal? Alright. Continue.
How about you there, buddy? You just gave it, you started off. Who was that? Who was our good friend there?
Yeah, sorry, I sort of jumped in already, but I'm Tydides. Sometimes I borrow Ares from Nate.
It's a hybrid claim. We share it.
Exactly. And sometimes people call me the god mod of this sub. All of my decisions are eventually what makes it into the game.
Basically.
Excellent.
And I'm Joe, Lord Derry. I'm the real god mod, the real brains behind this operation.
Okay.
And McLean, tell us who you are, because your role in this game is very important thus far.
Well, I'd like to think I've got the best claim out of anyone in the whole 7 kingdoms and beyond. But to the people at home, I am Bronn, the sellsword. I do 2 things in this game. Well, 3 things if we're being technical. I sell my sword, murder people, fuck bitches, and get plastered. That's 4, and I can count. Thank you.
That's just beautiful, man.
Maybe you should be king, bro.
I'm happy to be here. Don't want to be king.
Thank you for that wonderful intro.
Hey, well, I used to do the announcements.
Wait, we forgot about TJ.
Time to get in the nitty gritty now, Nathan.
I didn't know if your mic was working, TJ. I apologize if I offended you, man. Because this guy right here, he's got it.
Yeah, we forgot about TJ.
Hey, TJ, you here?
It's okay. Yeah.
Why don't you tell the people at home a little bit about yourself, bro?
Well, I play Harrenhal, probably the most powerful house in the Riverlands, and I fucking hate Northerners.
Good thing to hate. Good thing to hate.
That's valid.
And we also hate mods.
Oh yeah, and fuck the mods.
As a mod, I take dire offense to that comment.
Yep.
For the listeners, Nathan's not a mod or king. He was.
I don't like that you called me out on that.
I'm not calling you out on anything, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
However,
hey, Joe, I think that's a really unnecessary comment.
I'm not going to disagree with you, but I'm also not going to agree with what you're not unsaying.
Okay.
Impartialness, that is solid.
I mean, we're all welcome to our opinions.
I really think people just forget that moderators are people too.
Exactly. I mean,
Are we mocking somebody right now?
Wait, you guys are people? That's weird.
All right, so this is Nate. Yo, I used to play High Septon. That's where we're at right now. All
All
right,
right, Nate, let's get into the reasons why.
He's actually
These people are
talking
so
about
hated.
renaming as the High Septon right now. If you want to make that announcement on Pod Guys, I'm sure that everybody would love it.
We would love you back, Nathan.
Varys is the High Septon on ITP.
Oh,
I
no,
thought
no,
we
no,
went
no.
back to berries.
He's
Yeah,
both
back
right
to
now, I
Varys.
believe.
He heard a whisper you might be coming.
Official comment. Varys is the High Septon.
Okay.
I gotta be honest.
I had a feeling he was up to something, so I was hoping that he would unclaim and then reclaim as Dane High Hermitage because I loved his lore for that.
Is that what
I have
Edmund
in
Dane
mind.
was? Was he a High Hermitage Dane?
By the way, for whatever reason, Dorn seems to fucking love lore no matter what game you play.
Wait, are you
Because
talking about
people that want a power game wouldn't claim in Dorn.
They're pretty well defended. It's
Not in
not a
every
horrible place to be.
it's not in every iteration though. When me and Astos played in Dorn, it was shit. Way back when.
Well, undoubtedly it was because you guys made it shit.
Ah,
I kid. You guys probably enhanced the overall
No, I agree
experience.
with your statement, Joe, in that the presence of Astos and Adam really polluted the quality of.
In which ways do you feel?
Interesting. Like a malignant cancer?
Yes, yes, exactly.
Stage
You stole
5.
words right out
it's
of my mouth.
because
How
we
does that
were-
make you feel, Tididades and Astro Man?
Every time I hear a negative comment directed towards the mod team, not necessarily me, but the mod team, I die a little bit inside. I have a little cry by myself.
Even when it's from a fellow mod team member?
1,000 deaths in one wouldn't be justice.
exactly.
Would you say it hurts?
I think
more from a fellow?
MCP is just trying to deflect his own personal things and
I
project his
disagree.
feelings onto others when it actually is
I
him
really-
that he is in.
I would like to
relevant to this
address,
comment.
Adam, you said a second ago, whenever something is bad said about the moderation team, you die a little bit inside. However, with me, it's quite the opposite. I most of the times I pop a chub, if I'm being honest.
Are you saying
This
you
makes me
swallow
very
the
happy.
tears of
Arr.
the haters and they make you stronger?
I think he's saying he's
Yeah.
a masochist.
Yep, he feeds off of it.
Actually,
all
I
of
think if
these
we're
are
being
valid
frank,
answers.
I
can all
think
confirm
that
that
I
this
am
is
saying
something.
that you're sharing too much.
I think if we're being frank,
I
he
really
gets a
don't
boner.
think we can ever share too much, right?
The moderators have to show their empathetic side, their
Yeah.
sensitive side, which is what we're trying to do right now. And
Like a
for all you,
sociopath would show their empathetic side.
yeah, for all you listeners out there, I really do care about you, mostly
No, it doesn't.
myself. I cry frequently.
Yeah, but he cries anyways.
Yeah.
It's because of all the bullying we do to him.
Speaking of bullying, we had a little incident recently on the sub with that. Does anybody want to address that head on right now?
Which case of bullying?
All of them.
The bullying of Nate when all my posts got downvoted.
Which posts were downvoted?
All of them.
All of
Just,
them.
just ignore them.
Okay.
We did.
Are we
have
talking
a
about
player
Serwin? Is that what
banned.
we're talking about?
So I'll take this head on, apply it directly to the forehead. So Serwin, he's been very vocal on his opinions in regards to the moderation team and the players in general. In a way that
I don't think
No.
you're taking this on very well. Here, I'll run with that. So it wasn't an issue that he's being vocal about any sort of issues with us. The problem is that Slack admins and us have been receiving complaints from other players in the Iron Throne chats about him voicing these complaints there in Iron Throne powers on the Slack, and then also commenting on people that tell him please move. So we issued some warnings, both the Slack admins and us, and he didn't respond well to them. And we can only try that so many times before we have to take
I'm
a more
hearing
serious
a lot of
action.
mod response right now. A lot of customer service type response.
Okay. Asked us, would we also want to go with the second
Call it
vote?
Mod Gobber.
No, hold on. Do we also want to go into the second vote we had up in Mod Mail, or is that something we don't want to share?
Ooh,
I don't think
votes.
that we ever had enough votes on it to really
We can
even
have it.
discuss it. It only had 4 or 5, 4
It's
of the
getting
9 mods,
kinky.
so it's nothing's real. There.
Okay. Yeah,
We can't
it
discuss
wasn't.
that.
We can't discuss it, but
Oh,
We
you're
have-
can't
just
say
gonna
what
bring
the
it up and
subject of
cock
the
tease
vote
us
was?
like that?
yeah, we're gonna have to cock tease you on that. I'm sorry.
Ah,
I don't
my
even
fault.
want to know.
Was
Illyrian,
it
how do
to
you feel
ban
about
Joe?
this player being banned?
Who?
Me?
Illyrian. Is she still in this call?
Yes, I'm still on this call. I was waiting for everybody to kind of
That's
settle.
never going to happen because we're all
You have the
obnoxious.
floor.
I think it was a long time coming. He had nothing positive to contribute at any point. That was the thing that I kept going over when reading through that whole presentation that he put together. And
Right, because there was this whole ordeal with a trial of metagaming before he got banned. He was just
Yeah.
being disruptive for a while, but some people think that he should just have been banned from Slack and not from the actual sub, but those people are wrong. Moving
I
on.
can speak on that. Well, I mean, I can't, but being a Slack admin now, and for the duration of that, I think in hindsight, and on a serious note, that's a. How do I phrase it? I'm not mad to see him gone per se, but I think if we could go back, I think for the sake of communal understanding, it'd be good to know what it is that he was trying to achieve, what it is that he wanted. I wouldn't even care if he gave me a simple, calm wall of text that I could have worked through, glanced over, looked at per se, to really grasp what it was that he was after, and then work from there. I'd be a lot more interested to seeing where he was going.
I think I can fill you in on that a little bit. He feels there was a sort of conspiracy going on amongst all the mods, and that I am like God mod or some shit like that, and am basically preventing any sort of storyline from emerging that is contrary to our goals in the game or something like that.
Well, the mods
this
do band together
extends-
to form a super team of justice.
They are
Steam.
Voltron-esque, yeah.
I mean, let's be real. In the beginning of the game, they were like 5 out of 9 LPs, plus the king, plus the prince, plus every C.
I don't think that was actually the case.
No, it wasn't the case. Actually, a lot of our LPs on the mod team were actually voted in by the community.
TJ, can you believe these lies that are being spread right now?
We also had 2 mods that applied for Lord Paramount claims. and didn't
What I
receive them.
definitely would agree with is that you got shafted.
The shaft. Ah.
The dirty
But
shaft.
but wasn't Joe a mod at the time that he got shafted for Tully? So
Yeah,
what?
well, no, it wasn't that though, or just that.
But would it not? You could also say that if Joe was still on the team and he had Tully.
Oh yeah, I mean, I like I said, I don't give a fuck about any of this.
Yeah, this is just a game, man. We don't give a shit. But
I think
getting
9
back to
times
the-
out of 10 we
to
need to
the
remember
root
that.
of things. How do you guys feel the king and prince are being played? That's what we were talking about before. All this corruption and huh?
So
He hasn't really. The prince hasn't come and talked to his loyal vassals out in Derry and Harrenhal at all.
So honestly, I am a little bit disappointed in Rhaegar to some extent in his activity, but I think that's partially just due to MCP having
if
a lot of
something's gonna-
admin duties.
Oh yeah.
If something
MCP
breaks
left
up,
the call.
why would
So
anyone want to protect any of these people that haven't done shit?
who are you protecting?
Well, I mean, I'll do what I need to do, you know?
McLean, what's your view on all this?
On what, the prince?
Anything, man. Just sort it out for us.
Well, Brill, I'll tell you one thing that I've come to learn. I started the game as a giant, not like a large person, but a literal giant in the far north. And I got to say, it was a very cold, calm, and reflective place. And I came to realize that below the wall, it's really a shitstorm. But I'd rather be amongst a shitstorm than dead silence. So that's why I've now come to the realization that the best things in life are the simple things: murder, illicit sex, alcohol, and and money. Yeah, so that's how I
Speaking
feel.
of sex, it's just rampant all over Iron Throne Powers.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
just all over the place.
This is true.
I would like to say that part of our design goals in this iteration of the sort of Westeros Powers games are like one of our design goals was specifically to try and create more of a environment capable of having interesting intrigue plots. We felt that was one of the most strongest points of the books and shows, and it wasn't as well reflected in our games in the past.
I literally have no idea what you're talking about right now.
About what we're trying to do is we're trying to create an environment that is good for intrigue. That is not as directed around. Well,
all right. Then why don't you start by talking? Let's use an example of this thing going on in the Riverlands right now.
Right. The Hornwood.
That's what this has turned into at this point. It seems like.
Well, that's not exactly what we were going for.
Wait, what are we talking about? I have no
we're
idea
talking about Hornwood.
Like trying to catch Hans. Like we know that we have scouts like all over the northern part in the outpost. Like he has really no way out.
He does not have a way out. But I would argue.
In fairness, TJ, you do kind of get high and just start saying things and announcing them. Like you just told them about our scouts and shit.
Bro.
There's no reason for that.
But look at like when I sent out that those troops to get ready to ambush that dude. I told Tully this morning and he was chill with it.
Yeah. Well, I have no idea what that has to do with anything.
No, I agree. I think that that these bandits coming into us would not necessarily be detected by your scouts because they're very few in number. They specifically paid resources to be disguised. But coming back out, I would support you being able to definitely,
especially because I have an outpost right up top with it.
Exactly. Yeah, so I think it's going to be hard.
You seem to be trying to create more of a modern border with the north, a more
for all
formal
listeners
border.
that have no idea what we're talking about right now, we're basically just lore fags,
We got to detect them early. If we don't, they could potentially march all the way to Haraway without us knowing.
Yep. More story fagging.
No, but that's like what they could do. There's nowhere in between the north and Haraway.
I think that we should build a wall in the neck, just like the one in the north, so that they can't come down.
Wildlings out.
Huh?
They are wildlings.
So I'd like to shift gears a little bit here, bring a new topic conversation. What do you guys think of the small council?
There's two people.
I read
on
nothing about
cool.
the small council.
Yeah,
we've got one in a coma.
Yeah, there's a lot of
one dead,
a lot of dead weight. And as somebody on the small council, I still haven't done like a role playing post or anything, so I don't know what the fuck the point is here. I get kicked out of the chat for not talking in character, and when I talk in character, everyone's like, "This isn't a fucking in character chat. This is totally meta. What are you doing?"
So, who kicked you out of the small council group?
It may or may not have been Lannister.
Oh, okay, Lannister. Okay,
right. We won't mention any usernames. But yeah, the small council. I haven't seen a post. Like the last time I asked my fellow small counselors, they said that there's only 2 in the city and that everyone else is out dicking around the realm. So there's no small council post.
I think the problem is the Ironborn War has drawn both Tywin and Master of Ships away.
And Chris Valerian are both at war right now. And they're basically the 2 most powerful members of the small council.
Who are they?
Valerian and
who's a mod? And who's the other one?
She was a mod. She stepped down for now.
The other is
there's 2 things that we just got into: the war with the West and the Ironborn, which we haven't talked about yet, and another mod stepping down. So the mod team has switched up a lot since this game has started, and it just started a couple months ago too. So
yeah,
it's not a stable game, right, McLean?
All this stuff with the mods,
it's a tough call.
People don't care about that aren't mods.
Yeah.
As long as the fucking machine keeps running.
Oh, of course.
So the war, the time bubble, the drama. Somebody bring us there.
Well, I think it's vital that we have these events, these big pulling things that our characters can then talk about later on in later dates and such. You look back to one of the most previous iterations, which was GOT powers, which was a shortened version of Game of Thrones powers, and that sub carried on for 4 months. Now, mind you, the activity was different waves and levels at different points, but it did carry on for 4 months because you had these events, these activities, these things that drew the plot along. And I think with the right ones, we can continue for just as long.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've been saying it for a while.
I have no idea what he said, but I agree.
He's saying big wars and like interesting events basically help spur activity and keep the game running for longer periods of time.
Hands must be a martyr.
Nothing wrong with a good martyr.
Nope.
So how does everyone feel about the king?
Fuck the king.
That was the king who just said
I don't
that,
know.
by the way.
Impartial.
What has he ever done for the Ironborn? That's what I ask.
Well, I mean, like, I would be the Targaryens rose the Wentz, so.
What does that mean?
It means I'd probably want to be loyal to them.
I'm talking about the player execution of the role.
We're talking about Tydides.
I think Aerys,
man.
Yeah, Tydides has done a very good job of being crazy, like the Mad King.
People.
I honestly think he needs to do more sporadic, strange activity, like more random stuff. Like, hey, I want goldfish for breakfast today, but not like a cracker.
A lot of the king's spiral into craziness kind of happened because of Duskendale, which we started before that.
Right.
So it kind of makes sense that he's not completely off his fucking rocker.
Yeah, this is something that I would like to talk about. What we know about Aerys at this point is that he's definitely crazy, but he's not quite what you would call the Mad King when rebellion breaks out.
So he's a lore fag, but he's not a full-blown story fag.
I think the key point after Duskendale is he gets paranoid on top of being mad.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And even though, so right now what I'm trying to do is I'm kind of stuck in a limbo. I'm trying to gear Aerys more towards crazy, even though an event like Duskendale may or may not happen. So I'm trying to looking for a breaking point where I can then say that he's crazy and we can progress with a rebellion.
Can I just say that that's meta?
That is complete. Yes, that is completely meta. I am thinking of a storyline in my head.
So what you're saying is we're all metagamers.
Basically. Yes. McLean, you want to explain to the listeners who don't know what metagaming is?
Well, metagaming, when you play this sub, there's 2 ways to play it. You can play it as there's not 2. Yeah, there's 2 ways to play it. You can play it as a player, in character, meaning that you would play as whoever you are. I would exclusively play as the sellsword, and I wouldn't, talk to anyone outside of that persona. Or you can metagame like a bitch, but I mean like somebody who knows what they're doing and like a seasoned player. I'd like to think that at least 86% of all people playing the game probably have metagamed at least twice in their run. The metagaming in which, it's a very good number, and I think it really represents the factors involved. But metagame when you take outside of character information and aspirations and goals and grudges, and you use them to fuel your playership. So say I didn't like Tydides. Well, as a sellsword and a murderer, I would then kill Aerys because I don't like Tydides. I mean, I don't like Tydides, but that's a separate issue. I wouldn't murder him because nobody's paid me yet.
Correct.
So if you were the king and you weren't quite completely insane, and you were trying to look for that catalyst out of character, would that be metagaming?
Yes, if you use that out of character catalyst.
Okay, so what you're saying is we should get a new king.
If he initiates his own sort of catalyst himself, that would be metagaming in the not good sense.
Right.
If he's just putting his character in situations where that could happen accidentally, that's not necessary. That's a little more of the gray area.
Yeah, I wasn't seriously accusing him of metagaming, but he is a metagamer. So
neither was I.
Is Nathan back yet?
I don't think so.
Nope, Nathan is not back. All right. McLean, were you going to say something? Because I completely forgot what I was going to say.
No, I was just going to say that I'm not accusing anyone of metagaming. I am not the banned player, as he has been dubbed now by me. I just, I think it's a casual thing. Like, I personally, my first claim is the Giants. I claimed as the Giants because the other 3 players beyond the wall were people I wanted to, play
So
with.
it's meta. You're a meta gamer. You're admitting to
I
it.
am very much a metagamer, and I support
Choosing
metagaming.
which claim you want based on meta reasons is perfectly fine in our games.
But it is metagaming. Just to be
Everything
clear.
you do in your character after you claim it is not necessarily fine.
Again,
Okay, I'm
I
just
am
trying to
being
understand because I'm new to this whole role playing thing, so I'm just trying to understand what exactly is metagaming.
So the bad, super bad offenses of metagaming that are really obvious are if you are just reading public posts and acting on them in character without having sort of any in-game knowledge of those events that have occurred.
Right, and hopefully we could spot those and prevent that or penalize players.
Oftentimes people will mistake somebody having done this who hasn't actually done this because they have gotten in-character knowledge through private messages. Somebody sent Raven to them saying this
Are you referencing a
happened.
specific scenario when you say that?
No, it's happened multiple times in multiple iterations of the game. It's just pretty common fanfare.
So Nathan's back. Where'd you go there, buddy? Little something to tend to?
Something came up.
That's cool. That's cool. So do you guys have any more drama or anything we want to get out of the way here? We brought up a couple mods stepping down. A player got banned. A war in the west
Just the
with
mod
the
mail
Iron
about to
Islands.
submit.
Some shit going down in the Riverlands. TJ, what were you saying? Okay, yeah. I agree.
Mr. Manwoody Child Moosehole might be having a tough morning.
Are you doing? Are you all right? So this won't be posted before that is resolved. So what are you talking about?
Wait, did somebody say Manwoody?
No, Manwoody Moosechild is what I heard.
Dick and Manwoody, the one true king of Westboro.
What are you
The
referring to,
sheep dude.
TJ?
The guy in the Riverlands.
What'd you do?
Bucket Morningwood or Bucket?
Yeah,
Richards,
that dude.
whatever
That's the
his
dude
name
that I need to take that dude out.
I'm scared of him.
Yeah, I
He
gotta do
creeps
it. See,
me out.
I'll be doing everyone a favor.
Please, please.
Where
please.
is Morningwood claimed at?
He's just
Moose
fair
hole.
market. He's fucking been shitting all over the King's Peace.
Isn't it? Where's his claim?
This is one of the things that I
Fairmark.
wanted to go do, but I can't because I don't know what Tully's gonna do if I attack another Riverlord. But this
Just
dude's
go.
out of
Let's
control.
talk about that for a minute.
No,
because,
who gives a fuck about Tully? Just go for it.
Okay, Lord Paramounts have basically all the control of regions besides, lesser lords who have vassals who are just lesser.
All right, I'm going that Joe. Did you send the mod mail that you'd send troops with the dudes that I'm sending up there?
I don't even know or care.
All right, Joe. You fucker.
I'm pretty sure I have a guard with you, but that's regardless of that. I was going to say how
Don't
LPs
worry
basically
about
have most of the
action.
power, and if they want to give another player power, how is the process? If they want to take that power back, how does that process go?
Basically, how that process goes is it's left up to a few things. One is control of resources. LPs are not in control of resources in the current way that we're doing things. And without resources, that takes away your ability to wage war. Another thing that happens that can take away power from LPs is just role playing in general and having alliances with each other as players. In a region that is controlled by an LP. So an example of that would be Went and Derry teaming up and looking out for each other's well-being through role-playing, and then becoming a very powerful force that Tully doesn't
Basically, what's going on?
Yeah,
So-
basically what's going on. Yeah,
Basically,
and
what we're trying to get at
We're
here
both
is
loyal. We both have people with the king.
Yeah, what we're trying to get at is if Tully actually gives the command, whether it be in mod mail or something else, that says, "I want to rescind my giving Derry of command of the Trident troops or whatever." So once he says that, can I no longer attack him? Say we're against each other.
So
not exactly sure.
it would depend on what he's done in character for this. Like if he's giving you meta control, the ability to send out his troops and things, that's one thing. If he is putting you in charge of his army, that's another thing. You put your character in charge.
Another weird situation is what's going on with fucking House Vance right now.
Right. Why don't
Because
you
it's just
explain
like
that for
this
non-lore
western
fags?
this western dude just gets to move into House Vance with 2 vassals in the Riverlands right next to the west.
Oh yeah, we were thinking about getting rid of those vassals and giving them to other people. Would that be a problem?
Like the Tully could do that, and it would be subject to the king's like wrath if he disagreed with the decision. The king could do whatever he wants, basically.
So
from
like this
his
dude
title.
was just like a western knight, and now he just owns 3 fucking houses in the west or in the Riverlands.
It's a bit odd that he's a knight. Well, I mean, I assume he's a lord knight.
Well, now he is.
Wait, how did he even get that? He had to have claimed.
I have no idea, bro. Because he kept the same character he had before when he was that dude hunting the Septon.
Yeah,
Okay.
on that subject.
Sorry, who's this player?
He's the guy who's playing House Vance, Wayfarer's Rest.
Monta Baruchin or something.
Are you saying he's not playing a Vance?
Oh, was that the Addison Waters?
Yeah, that's him. He's a bastard.
It's Robitussin.
Oh, it's Robotus.
There,
Okay,
there.
that's Marlowe's friend.
Excuse
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, it's Marlowe's friend. Now he has House Vance with 2 vassals right next to the west. After he's still the same Western Lord.
He's like,
should we not just kill him right now?
He's like the right hand man to like your arch enemy, the pod guy.
Currently,
Now he just took over like one of the biggest houses in the entire Riverlands.
Yeah, what if say the Blackfish wanted to claim a big claim in Dorne or something?
No, the Blackfish doesn't want to claim shit. I
haven't
to convince
seen this one of our guys somewhere.
The Blackfish is actually investigating this whole Vance situation. He's looking into that in character. I haven't talked too much out of character recently, but
probably should have a mod discussion on that. Actually, something I hadn't even noticed had happened.
Because like, I don't know. No matter what, like if we attack him, the West is going to go to war with us.
Really? That could be metagaming.
Well, I mean, I just feel it. Because what he's going to do is he's going to start trading away all of our lumber to the West.
Uh-huh.
Not a bad
Because House Vance gets 3 of our lumber.
Yeah, that could be something that we would put our foot down on because that does sound kind of meta, but we don't have any definitive.
Well, also, I think there's a rule in our game that says that you can't claim as a house with a different like name. You have to change
And
the
then here would be
Lord's
my
house.
next question.
And that's he's Addison Waters currently.
Can I just go conquer? Like, if I go kill this dude in Fair Market, can I just put, my brother in power in Fair Market?
If you kill his entire family, you could. You would also be subject to the wrath of Tully and the king.
Exactly.
And somebody could claim that character.
Yeah. So basically, what you're looking at is role playing consequences. So you can do that.
The out of character consequences is somebody could claim it still.
So there's no rules.
Oh, yeah, I get that. That makes sense.
There's no rules on a major player claiming in another realm completely.
Yeah, it was just kind of weird. I don't know. I mean,
there are rules as claiming as a claim without being a lord of that claim, which is a problem. Yeah, that's what I see as being the problem here. Is these Waters?
I don't care, but it's just gonna suck because we're gonna have to kill another river lord.
So you're saying this is against the rules technically?
It could be. We have to have a mod discussion about this.
Yeah, we need to talk about it.
Especially because there's so many open places in the West, but I want there to be a House Vance, so it kind of sucks.
Yeah,
it's a lose-lose.
Yeah, there's other places he could have claimed if he wanted to be a custom house.
True. Plus, we don't really have a reason to go to war with the West right away. But this is getting really technical, and I kind of want to shift this conversation back towards drama and godmoddery and godmoddery.
Actually, Joe, I've got a question. You were quoted as saying that everyone who writes a story is a fag, and anyone who writes lore is also a fag. Care to comment on that one?
I don't believe that I said that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I never said that.
Right, that was a different player. It was a different player.
I may have said that everyone who lore fags is a story fag.
That was the one. That was what I thought. That was my mistake. I hear the word
completely different. I totally see how you can mix those up though. It's an easy mistake. But yeah, basically, Basically, that's the gist of it. So, McLean, what are you planning to do in the game, meta-wise, against the Crown?
Against the Crown?
Right.
Currently, nothing. Right now, I'm just, doing the same old, getting plastered in King's Landing and trying to murder people.
So, how did you get to become a mod on the Slack?
I think that has something to do with, that probably has something to do with how long I've been playing. I guess I am by the wording that has been chosen in the slang. I'm an old fag, so to speak, because I've been at it.
That's very abrasive language, first of all. Second of all, you're going to act like you don't know how you became an admin? I find this very hard to believe, McLean.
I actually might be able to shed some light on there because the head admin of the Slack told me some things about why he chose certain players.
I have no idea what he just said. Can somebody please translate from mod to normal speak
Basically,
for me?
if you want the story, I was one day, they were like, hey, do you want to be a Slack admin? And I said, I guess so. And then they made me a Slack admin.
To claw your way up to power, basically.
I'm saying that Diabet told me why he was added, and the reason was that a lot of people liked him, and he was well received by the community.
So it was basically for meta reasons. So he's a metagamer, essentially.
I am a metagamer, Joe. You are correct.
Okay. I'm just trying to get that clear. Now you are Braun, right?
I am Braun the Sellsword. I like to think of him as Braun the Blessed.
I've got a question about Braun the Sellsword. Why isn't he fighting in any of the current wars as a sellsword?
Because it doesn't feel like it. Because there's a bounty on Shira Krakal that would make far more money than any other war fighting right now. So
that seems like a very good reason.
Fair enough.
But there's also a bounty on Balon that could give you a lot of money.
I don't like
it's
water
not
or
metagame.
fish.
What about Braun buddying up with Jamie in a little spin-off series of their own, just like the
Actually,
show?
Seeing that I haven't met Jamie in character yet, we are currently in the works of a similar spin-off, but with Braun and Sander the Hound Clegane.
Okay, so this is somebody who just died on the show recently. Spoilers. And you're metagaming to orchestrate your coming together of characters in the game.
That's right.
What do you plan to do with the Hound when you do finally unite with him?
Well, I personally was thinking, and him and I
don't think we ever saw him die in the show.
Oh, he's dead.
I would like to agree with that. See, I'd like to point a contention there. My feeling on Game of Thrones is if you don't see them die, they're not dead.
Clegane Bowl?
Did we see Ned Stark die?
Yes.
We did
yes,
see
we
Ned
did.
Stark.
I don't know. There's people who still thought he was alive after that.
Are you one of those people, Joe?
What?
Are you one of those people?
No, I wasn't a fan of Game of Thrones actually until TJ turned me onto it. I think when season 3 was airing, so it was fairly recent, within the last couple of years. And I'd just like to get out of the way that I'm a metagamer, so just want to clear the air.
That's all right, man. This is Metagamers Anonymous, so it's all.
No one knows who we are.
Well, then there's like a situation like this where like I have a character that's with Joe, and I could message him in the game, but I could also just ask him here.
Yeah, and that's totally fine because metagaming is for the most part allowed.
It might usually be better for two people that are friends, IRL or whatever, through the community to be in the same region.
That's
they
true.
don't.
I mean, we're right next.
They would be more likely to work together anyway.
And we're married into each other's families.
It'd be a little more questionable if they're in adjacent regions that necessarily like wouldn't agree with each other all the time, and then they do create a friendship.
Yeah,
that would be a little more
argue that the King's Peace kind of creates an environment that allows that more. But yeah, if it's like Bracken and Blackwood or something, but they're both in the Riverlands. Just for all you listeners who don't know what we're talking about, we're basically just story fagging right now. Like
if it was like Frey and Reed, two families that hate each other from separate regions that were working together, that would be a no-no probably.
All right, so Joe, my men are in Derry right now. I'm about to send this mod mail after. I sent one earlier about getting everybody ready and moving to Derry. How many men are you going to send with me?
All, none, no idea.
No,
don't care.
Not all.
That sounds like war fagging.
Yeah, that's just too much detail for me. I create mechanics. I tell the story.
All right, Joe. I'm taking 2,000 men.
By the way, I'm making a new character named Hot Hands.
Hot Hands is not as cool as Cold Hands for multiple reasons.
All right, Joe.
But he's a lot sexier.
Joe 2000.
I have no idea, TJ. I think that can be done after the podcast, frankly. I think McLean would agree with me.
Right fucking now.
I don't know if this is time for warfagging.
Yeah, this isn't time for warfagging. I forgot Liren was in this call. Liren, why don't you give us your perspective on some of these things we've been talking about and warfagging about?
You guys are all over the place.
Okay, she's not wrong. She's not wrong.
We are a touch schizo now?
What was that?
The
I said we are touch.
Okay, so is Clegane Bowl happening?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Is Ned Stark still alive?
Wait,
Yes.
you talking in the game?
Either
Clegane?
or. I have no idea what's going on with either Cleganes, either in the show, books, or our game, because I'm not a lore fag and I don't story fag, but to each their own, I say. McLean, how do you feel about the general direction that the story is going in?
Which medium?
We'll say the show and books and sub.
I think it's going downhill.
For all three?
All
I
three.
think winter is coming.
That is a good point. Very good point.
I would not disagree with that, but I wouldn't not unagree with it either.
Like 4 years from now, the winds of winter is coming.
Yeah, let's talk about the Winds of Winter for a second. Jon Snow's dead. Winds of Winter isn't getting written. TJ thinks Gurm is gonna fucking kick the bucket before he gets out another book.
Yep.
So what's going on here, guys? Break it down for us. God mod.
Heidi,
God
that's
mod.
you?
Oh, sorry. What was the questions about Gurm dying?
Basically, Satanism and why it's the answer to everything, and why we should resort to it.
Basically, what's going to happen is George R. R. Martin, he's the author of the books that we are, I don't know, fangirling over.
Yeah, I completely see where you're coming from on that.
Yeah,
one. Good point.
exactly.
I agree. McLean, what do you think?
Well, on the subject, it's dodgy. It's really dodgy. I think I don't know. I got to think on that one.
You think it's inappropriate to discuss the author's potential death?
No, I don't think it's inappropriate per se. I gotta.
Don't care because you're not a lore fag?
That could have something to do with it.
I mean, for me personally, I'm not a lore fag, so I don't care about this story fag shit. I just want to make clear that we are LGBLT friendly. Okay, we don't hate gay people or
coming from your pod team. We don't agree with that. We don't agree with your hedonistic lifestyle. This is a Christian game. It's a Christian chat, so it's always been that way.
No,
it will remain that way. Praise Jesus, the one true Lord and Savior.
We actually, the mods actually pray.
Everybody knows that the flying spaghetti monster boiled for our sins.
Can we kick her from this call, please?
Well, no,
I'm sorry, but
can't be
I'm going to
denied,
disagree
even if
with
you're a
both of
believer in
you.
Christ.
We Jesus is the most important.
Sweet Jesus.
The most important.
What about the old gods versus R'hllor versus the new gods?
Versus are you saying the 7 as the new gods?
Sure, or the many-faced god, or the many-cocked god.
Are we just talking about all gods here? Which god's best?
I suppose. You guys are the lore fags, not me.
Drown god, Cthulhu, best god.
Okay, he's in this Game of Thrones series you kids are playing?
Yes, the Drowned God is a reference to H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu.
Now, is that a video game that kids are
playing?
No,
that is a book from the
some sort
20s.
Of game?
What was that, Godmod?
It's a book
That's
from the 20s.
Some sort of indie game, Mastos? Call of Cthulhu?
Yeah, what is this Call of Duty?
No, I didn't say anything about Call of anything.
Duty?
I said Cthulhu.
Cotton Scooters?
Okay, H.P. Lovecraft is an
misquoting me.
indie game designer. Is he a hipster or not?
There was no games in the 20s. Contrary to popular belief, they didn't do anything for fun. They just they wore suits and were sad all the time.
But are you saying we haven't heard?
Don't forget alcohol. Lots of alcohol.
So they're hipsters in the right that they drank, and we haven't heard of them yet.
Would it be fair to assume that Mumford and Sons is similar to H.P. Lovecraft?
Yes.
What are we talking about at this point? I think we're getting
maybe.
way too far into the story fag here, even for the
We were
traditional
talking about
war
gods, but then you guys like diverted it over to like nothing relevant.
I haven't known what we've been talking about for
This
quite some time now.
whole conversation has devolved into psychobabble.
Well, that's
So,
because
Illyrian, what is your favorite god?
I don't have
God.
a favorite god, really.
Wrong answer. Tydides would be the acceptable
That's the
answer.
correct
on this.
answer. As God mod, that is the correct answer.
Tydides,
Kragen
can you give us a preview of any upcoming mechanics, perhaps, or?
Yes, we are basically going back through all the mechanics that we have right now, and we're changing
other walls?
because we just changed the amount of time that passes in a week.
Now, for the non-lore fags, just explain what that means.
What that means is that all of our mechanics are irrelevant because we're using a different time scale.
Now, does it mean that?
I don't think we have to
personally don't
change
think we
most
have
of
to-
them.
We don't have to
It's
gut
not exactly
everything.
it's not exactly relevant, but we do need to make some changes so that there's no confusion.
Yeah, we need to like change the wording,
what
but I
we're
don't
doing.
think we have to actually change the mechanics time. Or
The actual
like that.
mechanics that we have, I think, are pretty solid.
Yeah, so really
not-
nothing needs to change. So can you give us a preview of something that is coming that will change things?
We were thinking about removing routing mechanics.
Yeah, routing hasn't been used, right?
I don't think it's been used at all.
It's-
I think that there's going to be some changes to resources. I think that what He Who Knows Not is doing right now is spearheading a movement towards more RP based mechanics. He's also changing naval mechanics, I think.
Yeah, I saw that. I was wondering how you would take that because I remember you making a comment back in the day about naval mechanics not really panning out as your original vision, and he's taking this and reducing it even further to something that deviates from your original vision. I just wanted to get your personal take on that.
Yeah, my personal take is that it's the same as it was like a few weeks ago, and that's I trust in the other mods. We're going to be voting on these major mechanics. So if I'm outvoted, that's fine.
I think that we tried to make things a little more representative of like boarding and other actions. It really just muddied up the combat system for navals a lot more than it actually provided interesting depth. So we're thinking about trying to reduce that and make it more similar to our ground combat.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so we got a couple things streamlined. We don't really have any major changes incoming then. One of the god mods just left, so Astos, if you want to take this one by yourself or...
No rules.
Take
No
what?
rules?
That wasn't the question.
Anarchy?
Joe, that wasn't the question.
Well, I don't even remember what the question was. I'm not a lore fan.
I'm saying it wasn't a question. There was no question, so I can't answer that question.
Okay, I'm not going to disagree with you there. McLean, what do you think about all this?
Did you look at the mod mail? Did you look at the mod mail? Did you look at the mod mail?
No.
Well, I think on the subject of time, I think time is a flat circle. Nothing grows, you know, and it's one of those things that's cyclical, and everything that we're ever gonna do, we're gonna do over and over and over again. So regardless of how we slow it down, speed it up, move it back, do whatever, we're always going to be stuck in that vein, man.
Okay, we don't want to get into theoretical physics here. If we wanted that, we could read the Saga of Cold Hands, aka The Life and Times of Cold Hands.
Are you dissing Matthew?
Sorry, what was
McConaughey? Are you dissing McConaughey?
I think he might be.
That stupid commercial.
I think he is. We should, I think we're going to ban Joe.
Here that doesn't like True Detective should go fuck themselves.
I mean, he drove a Lincoln before anybody paid him to drive a Lincoln.
He was the Lincoln lawyer.
He does seem like a Lincoln driver.
Lincoln's just a good car.
Have you ever noticed, like, cars definitely have personalities that are associated with them?
They have what? Popcorn
Personalities.
machines?
Personalities that are what? that people
Mastis,
like?
could you please go into more depth with that?
Like, Volvo drivers always are like the people that want to be super safe and very cautious
but
drivers.
that's because Volvos are supposed to be more safe, right?
So how do you feel about Dylan? Because I know we touched upon this
We're
earlier.
talking about cars right now, Joe. I think that you might be thinking this is your podcast, but You're wrong.
This is the People's Podcast. That's for certain.
Podcast is for the people. It's the people's league.
Precisely. Okay, I just bring up Dylan because we touched upon it earlier. And I don't really want to dance around the subject without really getting into it because that's what we're here for.
So we should just start flinging insults at Dylan right here.
What about Dylan?
Well, I wouldn't put it that way. I don't know why you have to reduce it to
verbal
abuse.
What is the question?
What do you think about Dylan?
I think Dylan is a rather intelligent individual. Why?
Is he still a mod right now?
No.
He stepped down.
He's not. Okay.
He's not.
Well, this is why I think it came up, because McLean was talking about metagaming, and he specifically accused Dylan of stepping down from the mod team because of an issue that was unknown to the players.
Actually, there, friendo, I'd like to say that this is a world where nothing is solved, man. So I'm thinking that, I can't be held accountable for his stepping down, or I did not say that he was a metagamer, and I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
There we go. I was waiting for that.
I'm not really sure why Dylan stepped down. He made the decision himself. I have no real idea why. He just decided one day.
Your alt is what you're saying?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not sure about this.
Actually, everybody is my alt in this game. I don't think.
Okay, it might be one step too far.
Astos playing a chess game with himself.
For all you non-lore fags out there, alt is an alternate Reddit account so that you may benefit by gaining multiple claims.
It's kind of like what
it is severely punished. You will be removed if you have an alternate account. 100%
Freaking Bracken is playing against a bunch of alts.
It's like if you were playing Monopoly with your family and you just got another side of the board for no reason. But anyways, moving on to McLean's accusations. Why do you think Ann Coley should step down as a mod, McLean?
Well, on that subject, I really think that, man, we're in a muddy swamp here, man, and the alligators are swimming around us, and we don't know whether they're there. So you know why? Because we don't see them, and I think we got to see them, man.
And are you saying that the Duck Dynasty people do see them, and that's when they shoot them?
Hey, all I'm saying is the universe forgives all, man. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know any Duck Dynasties in Westeros. Are you talking about the what is the family?
I have no idea.
Dondarrion? The Dondarrion family? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh no, I don't lore fag. I don't know any families.
Oh my god.
But yeah, McLean, are you just reading a page of Matthew McConaughey quotes at this point?
I mean, I figured you'd be the one to know.
Right.
Hey, man.
I think that might be a signal to wrap things up here. Does anybody have anything they want to announce or?
Well, it's difficult to admit defeat. That's all I'm saying. And yes, I am. The whole page of just True Detective quotes. I've been the past several words I've said.
Words. Okay.
Phrases.
What do they mean?
What does that even mean?
Magnets, man.
No, magnets. We were talking about magnets, Joe.
So if a person were to skip ahead to this part of the podcast and having not listened to anything previous to this, I would probably tell them to just...
Illyrian should sum it up.
Yeah, there's nothing to sum up, really. The last 30 to 45 minutes was basically circle jerking.
Yeah.
No. We did some good things there about the Riverlands,
Yeah, but that was about 50 minutes ago. When you say McLean?
And I submitted that mod now.
I'd say that's about 50 minutes ago.
I would say this is large part due to you, Joe.
What is due to me?
As the host.
I would say it's like 99.9% Joe's fault.
I'd take that blame and shift it right on Ann Coley for not being here to support the People's Podcast in its time of need.
I was
90% of the game.
Announcement. I would like to announce that Ankle will be a guest on the next podcast. Also, we will have here exclusively. We will have Mr. Surf Expounder.
Oh man.
I have no idea who those people are because I'm not a lore fag, but I assume that it's going to be a very enticing conversation.
Said that word.
What word are we talking about?
You know exactly what word.
It rhymes with whore fag.
God mod?
That too.
Close.
Horcrux?
But
Hogwarts?
Wait, Illyrian, what do you think? Should we be able to use the words new fag and old fag in reference to Animation Java?
Aren't they just Harley riders? Isn't that what a fag is?
I don't know.
I'm appalled.
So, from us here at Iron Throne Powers, have a good day. See you guys later.
Hold on.
Whoa.
You need a better sign off than that there, friendo.
Okay, why don't you sign us off there,
You guys
McLean?
could, like, chip in.
Wait, what?
I said you
Mods,
guys
don't
can chip
forget
in.
about this. Don't forget about House Vance.
Okay, we'll take care of that for you.
Alright, McLean, you gonna sign us off there?
Working on it there, friendo.
Okay, he's working
trying
on
to
it.
think of
While he does that, God mod. How do you feel about being God mod?
Me? Well, it's a responsibility that I needed to take up, and I think it's really worked out. My tyranny has led the sub to places and heights that it would have never gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And using
After
the word
ankle
lore
step down,
fag?
we needed a new god mod.
How do you feel about the word lore fag?
Lore fag. I agree.
Okay.
I think Tidy's like exemplifies lore faggotry.
I exemplify
lore
lore fag.
fag, just to be clear, is one who story fags.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And I would say that if I'm the ultimate lore fag, then Astos is definitely a lore fag enabler, which is just as bad, to be honest.
If not worse, sometimes.
Oh yeah,
If-
I would say I'm 3 times as bad as Tidy's. But
So, McLean, what is life?
Well,
baby,
that is
don't
a very-
hurt me. Don't hurt me.
Deep question.
More.
I completely agree with what you said, and I think we're putting too much stress on you right now to sign us off of this podcast.
That's all right. I got it here now, friendo. You ready for it?
Okay.
No closing arguments, no closing rebuttals. We're all good, ready to call it an evening. Then, I'd like to thanks
All I
for
wanna say-
listening.
All I want to say is that it's moose hunting season.
Right back at you. And what a season it'll be, folks. That's right, you heard it here first. Thanks for listening, children. Drink your milk, stay classy, and have yourself a fantastic evening. Thank you for listening to Pod Guys with the guests from Iron Throne Powers. The fuckery was yours, but the fun was ours.